If you're a fan of old school bodybuilding, then make sure to check out Subs the Movie. Filmmaker Alex Ardenti explores the $40 billion sports supplement industry, delving into the origins, evolution, and current state of supplements used by millions of fitness enthusiasts worldwide, available at Amazon and Vimeo. Hi everybody, Golden Era Bookham here. A package just arrived from Andrew from Australia, from Victoria, Australia, and fortunately I have sometimes people that just donate stuff. All I can say is thank you very much, Andrew. Just quickly flick through some of this stuff and it's pretty amazing. This collection is rather unique because there's a lot of autographs in this. And this is the great thing, like it's kind of like Lotto when you have fans sending things over and you don't know what to expect. For example, we have Andreas Carling here. It's a booklet that I probably already own, but what's really interesting is that it actually comes with a signature from Andreas Carling when he actually held this enterprise, his business, when he was selling his booklets and all sorts of things. As you can see, Andreas Carling Enterprises, posing suits, athletic wear, etc., lifting belts. And when he was in California, and yeah, I mean, it's pretty awesome. It's got a catalog and everything in it with all his products. I've never ever seen some of this stuff before, so this is really cool stuff. Here's another really interesting piece. Now, I know I do own the Raider Master Bodybuilding and Weight Gaining System copy, but I've never seen one in orange. So that makes this particular copy extremely interesting and a collectible in itself. Now, here's something I don't own, 10 Minutes a Day, a booklet that was published in 1944 by Your Physique magazine, so by the Weeders. Really, really cool stuff. Explosive Firepower, a publication from Leo Costa when he was training with Tom Platz. Again, I don't have this. There's, of course, coming from Australia, you're going to expect some Australian muscle mags from 1979. Pretty awesome stuff. What else? This is, I think, part of a Paschal's course illustrated with yeah, it's a Paschal course basically. If I can just open it for you. Harry Paschal's Bosco bodybuilding courses. Very vintage stuff from the 40s and 50s. We have a Health and Strength magazine with Paul Winter on the cover, signed by Paul Winter. And what it looks like, it was signed and it was actually Wag Bennett's personal copy. How incredible is that? If you don't know who Wag Bennett is, Wag Bennett, of course, was instrumental in introducing Arnold to his hero, to his idol, Reg Park. So this in itself is a very historic piece because Paul Winter did win the universe, I believe, and of course signed this personal Health and Strength magazine copy to Wag Bennett. I mean, how awesome is that? Now, what do we got here? A great mag with Sergio Oliva on the cover, who won the Mr. Olympia back then. Beautiful magazine. Unfortunately, this Muscle Power magazine is missing its cover, but no problem. The information found within is fantastic. Now, this is one that I'm completely missing, Athletic Sport Review number 25, so thank you for completing that part of my collection. We have some really wonderful German mags here. Here is the 1972 coverage of the 1972 Mr. Olympia with Frank Zane on the cover. I believe that photo might have been taken by Wayne Galash. Here's another great shot of when, of course, Frank Zane, I believe, I think he beat Arnold then, or I think he won the America then, or he just beat Arnold then. I can't quite remember. Athletic Sport Review number 8, quite rare. Here we have some really cool articles written by my late friend David Gentle on Wag Bennett, who I just talked about, who was instrumental in setting up Arnold and his meeting in the UK with Reg Park. And this really is what I find most interesting about this package. Here we have Paul and Carol Graham's Muscle and Fitness newspaper. Now, just so you understand, first of all, who Paul and Carol Graham are. They kind of were the president, I believe, of the IFBB in Australia. There he is right there. He was one of Arnold's best friends, and I think one of the first people that Arnold actually stayed with in California when he just arrived. And according to his biography, Graham was a crocodile wrestler and also got in trouble with the law. And apparently he used to, I'll just say he got in trouble with the law. But anyway, what's interesting is that besides being the president of the IFBB in Australia, what we have here, as you can read, is Muscle and Fitness newspaper. Now, when you first look at this, you think it's just a magazine. But then when you open it, it's actually a newspaper. I can't believe it. And not just that, but this is volume 1, number 1. So this is quite rare in itself. I've never seen this. This is an Australian newspaper called Muscle and Fitness that used to cover bodybuilding. And from what I can understand, I've got the first volume here. Volumes 1, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, etc. And then number 1 and 2. So I've got kind of the first 2 volumes here of what is quite a very rare periodical on bodybuilding. And not just that, it's not a magazine, it's a newspaper, and that is a rather interesting format to present bodybuilding. And what's so interesting is that when you open the newspaper, of course there's stories, but it's got full page posters of events coming up. For example, we turn to the first page and we see Paul and Carol Graham present Australian 1992 Bodybuilding Championships with the Night of Champions winner and Olympian Dorian Yates seminar. Wow, I mean, can you imagine this kind of stuff back then? And of course, there's also the Arnold Classic being advertised back then. And, come and meet Arnold and etc. All this kind of stuff. Never seen this stuff before. Can't wait to read it. This is pretty awesome, mate. Just the whole novelty factor of being able to read a bodybuilding newspaper. That's just so interesting. At least I find it interesting. So that's basically what came in today in the mail. As you can tell, I'm quite excited about this because of the novelty of it. Some really awesome magazines and booklets, autographs here. Pretty awesome stuff. So a big thank you to Andrew Ditz, who sent me this from Victoria in Australia. Can't thank you enough, mate. This is the kind of stuff that I like seeing. And if people want to send over their little collections, please do so. I'm always excited because there's always something special to find in them, whether it's a little autograph or a booklet you never heard of before. And this kind of stuff, of course, will be preserved and shared with the public, with everybody. That's what I love to do. That's where my passion is. I love to share all this information. So if you do have collections that, don't throw them in the bin. If you want to pass them on, just send them over to me and I'm happy to take care of them for you and share them like this. So thank you again, Andrew. That's all I've got to say. So if you've enjoyed the video, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't done so, and leave me your comments. And just so surprised, so happy. That's it from me. See ya. Bye. Now, if you're interested in learning more about Vince Gironda's approach to bodybuilding, his principles, and all these tips of wisdom that he has, I mean, there's so much stuff that probably hasn't been proven by science, and it will take science to prove or disprove Vince. But to be honest, these 3 books, I believe, which I call the Classic Physique Bundle, are the best books that Vince ever came out with. And they, of course, are the Wild Physique, the Master Series, and the Pro Series. Have a look at it this way. The Wild Physique, I believe, is like the ABCs of Vince Gironda's principles to bodybuilding. He teaches you the exercises and his principles. But how do you put them together? Well, the Master Series is a 14-month program of using all of these principles, all of the diets that Vince came out with, all of the exercises. And believe me, it's a brilliant, brilliant program. Many people have used it. I know personally a lot of bodybuilders that have actually used it and made fantastic results with it. And of course, the Pro Series was a book that he came out with later on, specially targeted for getting into competition. It's just these three books, as I call it, the classic physique bundle, Vince's best work, and available, of course, at www.goldenerabookworm.com. Now, the Pro Series of Bodybuilding, which was targeted for professional bodybuilders, contains 6 programs, each of which go for 2 months each. So it's a whole year, again, in preparation for competition. Online training is now available, including my new program, Novice to Classic, a program geared towards beginners and novices looking at developing a classic physique, as well as Classic Cut, geared at those who wish to lose weight and gain muscle fast. Details available at www.goldenerabookworm.com. Need a bodybuilding poster for your gym or office? Then check out Ironman Magazine archive.smugmug.com for the highest quality posters on the planet. Scroll through the galleries of all the legends, including greats such as Arnold, Frank Zane, Sergio Oliva, Serge Nubret, Tom Platz, and Larry Scott, and much, much more, and select your poster now. Your favorite YouTube channel, please visit teespring.com/stores/goldenerabookworm for merchandise, including t-shirts, hoodies, face masks, phone cases, and much, much more. Once again, at teespring.com/stores/goldenerabookworm. Become a patron at www.patreon.com/goldenerabookworm for hard to find books, scans of rare photos, and articles on the golden era of bodybuilding. To take full advantage of my collaborations, use code GEB20 with nspnutrition.com and vincegeronda.com, as well as code bookworm12 at osl.com for a discount at checkout.
I don't think that Bill Phillips looked at it as, I want to compete against them. I want to destroy them.
If they pass legislation basically making any type of food supplement a prescription item, that would be the end, the death of the entire food supplement industry.
Take your vitamin pill now.
In the 1960s, the sports supplement industry was barely emerging.
I think the reason why Joe Weider was so successful was he had Arnold on his side.
He wasn't selling supplements. He was in the dream business.
Joe Weider was a marketing genius.
People would say the promotions or the endorsements back then were cheesy. To me, it wasn't. I loved it.
Fitness was taking off. Fitness became cool. You had a lot of readers that wanted to be like the stars that they idolized.
Bill's strength is his marketing savvy. He's a marketing genius.
Got it. It's only vitamin.
The right of American citizens to have free access to dietary supplements of their choice.
Consult your physician. You might as well consult the next guy you meet on the street. They don't know a damn thing about vitamins and nutrition.
The dietary supplement industry became the #2 most regulated industry. Nuclear, dietary supplements, pharmaceutical. We're more regulated than drugs.
They come in and you need to allow the FDA. They have jurisdiction.
The enforcement is kind of the questionable side of it, and how do they really get a handle on this monster?
A lot of people tell me that the dietary supplement industry is completely unregulated. It's the wild, wild west out there. It's a free-for-all. That could not be further from the truth.
A dietary supplement is not allowed to have a side effect. I always say that pharmaceutical has to have a minimum of 100 side effects in order for it to be a drug.
And now, it's a $40 billion industry and growing.
That's the really interesting thing, is the cast of characters from the 80s, when it was kind of iffy, to now when it's a lot more legitimate.
They made it sound cutting edge, revolutionary, and different, and I want that. That's cool.
We are in this industry to improve our health. It's not just a vanity project here. We're working on our lifeline. We eat a certain way to improve our health. We train a certain way to improve our health. Supplements are just that. They supplement your work, your graft, your nutrition.
They demonize dietary supplements, but they say all you need is real food. Well, what's a real food?
They pump you up and get you hard, stronger, faster, bigger.
Doc, I want to take this weight gain. I want to take this pre-workout. No way. That stuff, we don't know what's in that. It could be, no way. I'm not going to give you, it's going to kill the industry, bottom line.
So I must have drank so much protein powder from age 15 to 18 that my head was going to explode.
I believed in metrics so much that I would probably punch somebody in the face if they tried to take it away from me.